Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa
Good
rahmatullah.
day, everyone. I am Mohsin Damila Oladipo, and as you can see, this is the face of a fasting Muslim. It is not easy.
Really? Because you fasted today.
It's not easy. It's
Because
not
you are
easy.
fasting. Then you go
So I hope you are all fasting your last one. Let us pick it up from there.
Why you looking
We
at
are. I'm not.
Why you looking
I'm
at
sure you'll be fasting, so I don't need to look at you now.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm just saying, Alhamdulillah. I'm just trying to remind everybody at home if they are.
You're
I'm
also
just trying to
fasting
ask them if they are also fasting.
now.
So Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin. So I am Mohsin Damila Oladipo once again.
And I am Usman Oladejo.
So we welcome you to this week's session, and we hope you are going to enjoy it. Just stay with us. So inshallah, this week we'll not be talking about too much things. Just we'll be diving into one aspect of ibadah, which we have all been acting lazy towards nowadays. So when we talk about the issue of fasting, talk about the issue of fasting in Islam. So a lot of Muslims, apart from the Ramadan fasting, they don't even count fasting as
Something serious.
as something serious again. They just see those ones that are necessary. Some Muslims even went to the extent of even classifying fasting to necessary and unnecessary ones. So the necessary ones are, for example, today's one that has a very good reward attached to it. So
Yes,
that okay, if you
totally.
fast, Allah will
There's a
do
reward
this,
to it,
all this kind
yes.
of this thing.
Yes.
So I believe that we should have gone past that level, and we need to emphasize more on the importance of fasting.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you know about fasting?
Is it fasting generally or
No, fasting as okay. Let us speak it from fasting generally.
Okay, actually I don't know more, but I know that fasting of a thing it's an act of ibadah.
I'm talking about generally, not Islamically now.
Fasting generally.
With a normal view,
And it's an act of ibadah, of course.
act of ibadah. I said in a normal view, without acting Islamic listening to it. On a normal view, it is just like saying when I ask you, when I ask you without attaching any faith to it, if I'm like, are you fasting? It means you are abstaining from something. So it now depends on the type of fasting you are having. Maybe you are fasting, you're having a food fast, you're having a speech fast. Abstaining from something is, we can just summarize that as abstaining from something.
Okay.
But according to Islamic, the one you said is according to Islamic perspective, so which is fasting, which is abstaining from food, drink, and anything, and every other thing that have been listed by the Prophet Muhammad that can terminate our fasting. From what? From after Salat al-Fajr, no, not after Salat al-Fajr, after the after Fajr till what? Till
Maghrib,
till sunset. So that is it. And what are the things you know that can destroy fasting, like that can affect fasting?
Things that can affect fasting is number one is using a
Oh God. So when you eat, your fasting is still.
Actually, I wanted to
pick it from there. Pick it from
actually wanted
don't
to
give
say
yourself
that, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, let me say when you eat
any food.
So it's
What other thing again?
And doing unnecessary things like
what about drinking? You didn't mention drinking.
And part of it now eating.
When you drink anything.
Okay. Again. When you eat anything. When you drink anything.
And for married men and women. When you have intimacy with your wife or husband.
I'm coming there.
You are coming there. Are you married? Not talk to us that we are.
What do you want to say? You are on time. You are married.
No. I'm just saying. Don't talk to us that we are.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Let us do that. So basically, food, drinking, abstinence from them is the major ones.
Okay.
Then when we move on, then the ones that goes with all of us is the food and drink. And the one that goes with some selected people, that is the married people, they are the selected people here. So intimacy with their wives, intimacy with their husbands, they know themselves. They should be laughing right now. So that intimacy is also we should also abstain from it during fasting also. So that is basically what we can say fasting is all about, like abstaining from this. And one more thing that makes fasting much more valid. We have two things that makes fasting much more valid. I can, as a person, I may not eat from Fajr to Maghrib sometimes.
Without the niyyah.
And I might not, I'm not married, so I cannot have intimacy with anybody. So that way, will I say I'm fasting if that kind of thing happens? No. The reason is that two things that makes fasting, that turns those things you do to fasting is number one, when you abstain from when you do that because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is the taqwa.
Okay.
So the taqwa, and the evidence for this, we can go back to Surah Al-Baqarah when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was talking about ya ladina kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba ala ladina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. So it is telling us that one of the criteria that you know, okay, am I really fasting? Is my fasting accepted? Is when you say that there is taqwa, the piety is there. So that's the first one. And the second one is your intention. When you do all of these things and you don't have the intention of I'm fasting.
I want to fast.
I want to fast. So it goes a long way. And that issue of intention, it goes a long way. When you talk about the school of thought as regards their stand on intention, there is a particular school of thought which states that if you want to fast, then the standard one, the most standard one is that if you want to fast, you must have the intention of I want to fast before you sleep.
Yes.
So that's the standard one. But there are some scholars that are like, they have the opinion that okay, even if maybe in the morning around 8 o'clock, 9 a.m. and they're like, if you don't have anything to do, you're like, okay, I want to fast today. You can still do it. Okay. So some people are using these as an evidence. There's a scenario during the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam got home and he asked his wife, "Is there anything at home for us today?" And when they said no, so he said him is already fasting. So some of them use that as an evidence.
Okay.
So I believe
I can just wait tomorrow morning now and say, okay, today since I don't
but it's better. It's very much better. It's very much better. You have that intention. Because in Islamic ruling, when we talk about Islamic ruling, we go with the more clear, the more clear option than the one that people are like, okay, I agree, I don't agree.
Okay, thank you.
Let us switch function today. It's like I'm the third one today. Last week, the one giving us hot. For this week, I'm the one giving you hot.
Everything is not bad.
So be asking me questions. So yeah, to your question.
Okay, let's try and remind them. Like I think we talked about it last week. The importance of.
No, I'm asking question about fasting. Is that your question about fasting?
Okay,
you don't have any question again. Oh God.
What if there's no question?
I'm counting 1 to 5. If you don't have any question, I'm going to ask you and you must answer.
Okay, I don't have question.
1,
for now, I don't have question.
3, 4,
it's too
5.
fast now.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If somebody is fasting, like I'm fasting now, and I mistakenly eat,
okay,
is my fasting affected or not?
Actually, it is not affected. You said mistakenly.
Mistakenly. Why?
It's not affected because you did not know. I think there is no sin for something.
What's the evidence?
My evidence. I think there's an evidence for that because normal people. I don't want to say people do say.
People do say.
Our fathers, our scholars, they do say. I do hear much of that from them. That once you don't know, like if you do something out of ignorance,
you later got it. So Islam, Allah does not hold us accountable for what we make a mistake. Like after whatever we do when we make a mistake. So Allah does not hold us accountable.
You are not in the right sense then.
That person, if the person should eat the food and immediately you notice that okay, I'm fasting, the thing you should do is that even that one in your mouth, you must not swallow it, you must spit it out and rinse your mouth.
But I do
so the moment you swallow it,
I do hear from some people that the one in your mouth you can finish that.
You have to spit it out.
Wow.
Because on a normal day, when you want to taste, it's just like the only reason why if you swallow it will not stop, you will not swallow your fast is that it means when you are tasting when you are cooking, and fasting is when you are cooking and you taste the food. So you know you can taste the food, but you must not swallow it also. So when you taste it like this, the tongue is for taste, not the mouth or esophagus.
Yeah.
So when you taste it with your tongue, then you can control it. That's one thing. So and how do you control? Okay, let me give you an example now.
Okay.
When you are giving agbo when you are small.
Okay.
Immediately they give you the agbo. Why I say that you don't swallow it easily like that? Your brain will detect that okay, this thing is bitter. You want to spit it out, but it is too bitter and all this abara that you swallow it. Forcing, so you have to swallow it. So that is what happens. So that will tell you that the tongue is for tasting, and you can actually control your tongue. Because as a kid, you controlling your tongue as a kid is even an evidence for you. Because the kids organs are somehow fragile compared to the adult ones. So and you can control it. So that is it. Alhamdulillah, you answered the question correctly.
Okay.
So maybe I can allow you to go like that. Ask me any question. Ask me another question.
I don't have much questions. About what again?
Anything about fasting. We're talking about fasting today now.
I understand. There's no question for now.
Should I ask you another question again?
Okay, let's ask another. No, you can ask another question.
This question I want to ask you. I don't know, but if any one of you knows it, like you are watching, you know,
Okay.
if you know the answer, just put it in your comments. I don't know.
I might not.
What year of Hijrah
I might not know
did
too.
Allah legislate fasting for the Muslims?
What-
I've forgotten.
What year?
What year?
I think. What year? Wait, said. Repeat the question. Repeat the question, please.
You don't know it.
Wait, repeat the question.
What year of Hijrah did
Eh?
Allah legislate fasting? Did Allah turn fasting to okay? Fasting is an act of worship.
I don't know that one. I don't know.
Since I've forgotten the year.
I think
forgotten the year.
it's not 6.
I don't know, seriously, I've forgotten.
622 CE or
I've forgotten.
I don't know. Okay.
Hijrah, after Hijrah.
After
It should be like three years after Hijrah. It seems it's 3 years after Hijrah, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
3 years after Hijrah, if I'm not
I don't know
mistaken.
that one. So if you know it, you can just comment. Let's
And if I should get it, you guys have to hear me.
let's learn from the
You
comments.
have to be sure of fasting. Do you have any more questions to ask me?
There's no question. Let's go to it.
What do you want to go to again?
Let's go to the next.
What's the next thing? Yeah, we've exchanged it before. I used to be done to ask you questions, but today, since you are not prepared, I'm prepared on today, so I don't want to be asking any questions.
Okay, you can.
Solution.
Since I don't have any question, I say what you. I don't have much question.
Now, I will remind you of
might-
something.
Okay.
I have 2 things to remind you of. Number one is that I want to remind you of actually for some people I did not mention anybody's name. They are not fasting today. But for those of you that are not fasting today, you still have hope. You
Yes,
can fast
we still have
tomorrow and
tomorrow
when?
next
Tomorrow
tomorrow,
tomorrow is Friday.
tomorrow is Friday and Saturday.
Tomorrow and Saturday, So, but if you are like me, that are fasting today, so ensure you fast tomorrow so that
Operation every
you get the complete reward. So may Almighty Allah reward, and may Almighty Allah make it easy. For all of you that are lazy, like some people that did not mention their name, that you don't want to fast, then among sometimes we went 3 cups of rice today. God. So I don't mention anybody, but
Did I say that?
Allah knows them. So just ensure you fast. Seriously,
thank you.
seriously.
I say,
Ensure you fast.
let's go.
So the second reminder
Yeah.
is about Ayyamul Bid. I like reminding people. I like reminding you beforehand. So Ayyamul Bid starts on Monday. That is starting 14, 15, the
Tuesday,
white days.
Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Come and see the confirmed combo for reward. So for those of us that like fasting,
That'll be
so
Monday.
you start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. God.
Subhanallah.
Fasting opportunities.
Back
Like
to back.
see reward. Must try to fast.
Starts this.
So and we've said it in one of our episodes, the importance of Ayyamul Bid. One of the advice that the Prophet Muhammad gave Abu Hurairah, when Abu Hurairah asked him for advice, the Prophet mentioned the issue of Salatul Duha, and they also mentioned the issue of Ayyamul Bid. So you should also take all of these things very much seriously.
Alright.
So let me return back to you now. Yeah, remind them of Juma etiquette.
Okay. Do I still need to remind them?
Remind them.
Okay, let me.
For that cake, that's what Allah said.
Now.
So always remind yourself, because
Okay.
reminding yourself what is beneficial for the Muslims. So yeah,
Okay, now let me remind you as our boss has said.
who's your boss?
You are the boss here.
You are the
So the
boss.
cutting of
Okay, I'm the boss for today. Thank you.
exactly. You are the boss.
Let me do my cover here.
Oh Allah, talk boss.
No, stop it. I'm a fan.
So don't mind them. They remind the human etiquette, cutting of the fingernails, chanting Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad wa sallim, and reciting of Surah Al-Kahf to end that particular hour, as you all know.
So don't let that one go.
hour go without you
So let's supplicate
to Allah. So
So
that is it.
that is all. Shino ni kwetu hadi. You can go now. Okay, so one
Now,
call on
subhanaka
Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.